In this video series on Level 1 Algebra, I'm going to be explaining lots of different algebraic concepts and using examples to convey those ideas, so hopefully you can follow along with it. In this video, I'm going to be looking at adding and subtracting algebraic terms by gathering up like terms together. This process is called simplifying. With this object in front of us, 5x cubed, we call it a term. And a term is made up of several different components. So this 5 over here is called a coefficient. And it's really just a multiplier. So think of it as multiplying by the other things next to it. The letter here, which we usually use the letter X, although other letters can be used, any letter from the alphabet, and sometimes even the Greek alphabet can be used. This is called a variable. And we call it a variable because it can take lots of different values and it varies from value to value. The number up here is called a power, sometimes known as an exponent. And all it does is it tells us how many times the thing below it is being multiplied by itself, which in this case is x. So x is being multiplied by itself 3 times. Now, terms can be either like or unlike each other. Like terms can be combined together because they have the same combination of variables and powers. Once again, that process is called simplifying. With these 3 examples, they get progressively more difficult. But every time, what we're trying to do is simplify by gathering like terms together. So we start by identifying our like terms, and we can see that we have the same combination of variables and powers in this term here and also this term here. So what I'm going to do is put a box around them, making sure that I also include the sign just to the left of it. And this tells me that they are both like terms and can be combined. So we have positive 5x, which we just write as 5x, combined with negative 2x, gives me positive 3x in total. Now our remaining term of positive 2 can't actually be combined with the other ones because it is an unlike term. It has a different combination of variables and powers. So this one is just 2 and can't be combined with anything else. So our final answer is just going to be a combination of those 2, which will be 3x plus 2. That can't be made any more simple because those 2 remaining terms are unlike terms. So we're done. In our next example, we put a box around the like terms. We have 3xy, that's positive 3xy, and also positive xy over here. Now you might notice that xy doesn't have a coefficient in front of it. Well, actually it does, we just don't write it. The coefficient in front of it is actually a 1. The reason we don't write it is because 1, when you multiply it by other things, doesn't actually change anything. So while you can write it in, you don't need to. Just remember that when you have a term without a coefficient in front, there's just a 1 there. So let's combine those together. 3xy and 1xy makes 4xy. And our second set of like terms is just going to be positive 6y and minus 8y, which gives us minus 2y. So those 2 things can be combined together now to give us 4xy minus 2y. Once again, that can't be simplified any further because they're unlike terms. Lastly, we have our x squareds, which are different to positive 2x and minus 8x because they have a different combination of powers. So that's x squared plus 4x squared, which equals 5x squared. Then we have positive 2x and minus 8x, which gives us minus 6x. And then lastly, we have minus 3 and positive 3, which, as you'll notice, actually just cancel out. So that means we can combine everything together here to give us 5x squared minus 6x. And that's it. Thanks for watching.